Hey, 10-minute daily reality check, live from IKEA. That's right, live from IKEA. Driving back to JFK to head back to Los Angeles. One thing that's really awesome about doing this podcast is it can be done anywhere, anyplace, anytime. When an idea strikes me that I feel the need to share with you that will change your reality, I whip out my Shure microphone. I attach it to my iPhone, and I record. One of the beauties of modern technology is I use technology to connect with all of you. I don't use technology to play with all of you, nor do I use technology to sit and substitute my life. As Brett and I are driving back, looking on 27 West, which is the Montauk Highway, it's really fucking beautiful. When you're 100% present in life, you can notice the dunes on one side and the incredible green, tick-infested, lime-infested woods on the other side. We just went to the dump. For those of you who have never been out to the east end of Long Island, it's kind of old school. There's something called the dump. Your garbage accumulates in your house, and eventually you drive it to the dump where you throw it into bins. It used to be throwing it into a gigantic dirt pile, and then they would move the garbage around. And it's tradition. It's really cool. It's old school. We left the garbage in the rental house in the kitchen the whole time and just kind of ignored it. It's a trait that men can do. We can ignore things and work around it. We literally worked around the garbage for a week. It didn't bother me. The windows were wide open, so the smell wasn't as bad as it, well, could have been. Brett has a message today that I really think all of you need to listen to. And it's all about outcomes.
Yeah, well, it's something that really, really puzzled me for a long time. I always heard, well, you shouldn't be result-oriented, right? We've all heard that. You shouldn't worry about the outcome. You should be detached from it. If you read anything by Deepak Chopra, who's pretty well-known and knowledgeable dude, he's like, detached from outcome. And I was like, wait a minute. I have goals. I have desires. I have intentions for my life, like you all do, right? Like, how can you be detached from it? But I learned something this morning that really was an aha moment for me, which is being detached from outcome doesn't mean that you don't have goals. It doesn't mean that you don't want that amazing relationship with the person you're in love with. It doesn't mean you don't want that job that will mean a lot more money and more freedom for you. It doesn't mean that you don't want the things in life that you do. You want them. You definitely want them. And they're your goals and your desires. Being detached from outcome means that being open, so that if something pops up while you're chasing that man, woman, while you're chasing that job, career, while you're doing whatever you're doing, if something happens that can make you even happier, that could possibly be even better, you're open to it. That's what being detached from outcome means. It doesn't mean not having desires and goals.
It also means being present. I truly believe that the universe, when you're open and you live your life in a way that you wake up every single morning and you thank the world for the gift called life, because really that's what you should be doing every single day. It's not a right to live. It's not something that you should take for granted. I mean, we wake up in the morning and we think about all the things we need to do. We got to get the kids to school. We got to get the husband off to work. We got to get the wife off to work. We got to go and email this person. We got to go check our Instagram feed. We got to go check our Facebook feed. We got to go make the coffee. Well, maybe the coffee is being made by Mr. Coffee Maker himself, and it's up and ready for you. We got to do this. We got to do this. We got to do this. We got to do this because we need to go and accomplish all these things because that's the outcome that, well, we need to have that day.
Right.
So what happens when we do that? When we do that, we become, well, neurotic messes 24/7. And we're constantly chasing our tail nonstop. And we're missing those magical moments that you may or may not have. You see, as Brett really put it eloquently and really well, goals are fine. But the thing is, sometimes the universe gives you something that's a little bit different. It gives you something that you actually need. It gives you something that you need to experience. It gives you something that you need to have in your life. It gives you something that you need to be a part of. But if you're so on this straight course, you miss it. And if you're so caught up in your stories and how things should be and how things are gonna be and how things will be, you might miss the opportunity that really is there for you in the first place, the opportunity to really succeed on a different level. It's even like this in relationships. We have stories that we have going into relationships. Please, please don't be an asshole. Please be somebody I can trust. Please make me feel safe. Please make me be the last person you'll ever be with. Well, those are all great, and those are all great goals. And if you have the relationship skills and the person that you're with has the relationship skills, then I believe that the two of you can accomplish those goals and have that type of relationship that you need to have together. But you need to also see the signs that are given to you, the lessons that are given to you. You need to see the things that are arising every single day. And you need to be able to change on the fly. You need to literally be able to say to yourself, you know what, this was presented to me today and this is how I'm going to go for it.
Absolutely. And David, you're talking about gratitude, which is the most important thing, because there's nothing that turbocharges your success, and whether it's relationship, love, work, whatever, than being grateful. And being grateful is, if you turn on your gratitude, you just are coming from such a great place. I was thinking this morning how grateful I am to love the woman that I do and to have her in my life. How grateful I am for you, David, for our friendship, which has been, almost 50 years. I'm grateful for these things. It's a great book, and if you go on Amazon, you can read it. It's a really quick read, and it's really cool. It's called Thank and Grow Rich. It's not Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's Thank and Grow Rich by Pam, I can't remember her last name, but she wrote a book called E Squared about...
the same woman?
Yeah, same woman. So it's a 30-day experiment in gratitude, meaning you, every day you are nothing but grateful for the things in your life, and you watch how things change. I did it. I remember one morning in particular, I was driving my son to school, and I was thinking of all the people in my life that I was grateful for, and I included my ex-wife. Now, that may be hard to believe, but it's true. I thought, okay, I'm really grateful for my ex-wife, and in fact I am, because she's a good mom to my son. And literally 5 minutes later, my phone rang, and she offered to do something for me that was beyond generous. I'll spare the details, but it was incredible. And I said to her, that's so incredibly nice of you and sweet of you. I said, I appreciate the offer so much, because I was being grateful. And I honestly believe that my thoughts, my energy, my feeling of gratitude helped inspire her to call me and make that offer.
She's a great writer. I read E Squared, and I loved it. So I'm definitely going to read the book, Thank and Grow Rich. And gratitude is so important. There is nothing more fulfilling and amazing than being able to connect. And it was funny, I was thinking what we did over the last week was literally have deep conversations every single day, along with definitely Wygant conversations thrown in there. We were able to really process things, expand our belief systems, and really hear. And I'm in full gratitude for our friendship and full gratitude for the opportunity to be able to spend those days and to be able to learn from each other in that time frame. And I think it's really super important. So I'm going to read that book as well, because some of the things that we need to be in gratitude for are definitely things that we are angry about, that we're pissed. We're pissed about, oh my God, there's a Bumble bus. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God, man, a Bumble bus. Why don't people meet on the bus instead of bumbling on the bus? I just saw that. There's a Bumble bus. It's the Hampton Jetliner, or the jet thing, right? Jet luxury liner that takes you to the city. So instead of like bumbling on the bus, which is giving you a subliminal message, why don't you just stumble on the bus and stumble next to somebody and actually talk to them? What a novel idea. Communicate. Be grateful for the idiots in Bumble that gave you that idea, but be more grateful for the people that are next to you. Gratitude is everything. It really is. There's a cafe in Los Angeles called Cafe Gratitude. As corny as it may be, it's about practicing gratitude every single day. There's always a message. The food has messaging to it. There's always a message that's attached to the waiter. The waiter will bring you the message. The message will be given and delivered to you. So have that gratitude. Have that gratitude for all the things that are available in your life. And look at the people that come into your life. There might be someone who came into your life and they nag you about something you need to do or change about yourself. They're not nagging you because they're annoying. They came in because they had a message for you. So don't be so stubborn and actually listen and actually learn from that message. Actually learn, because if someone has a very clear message, it could be a message about your work habits. It could be a message about your parenting. It could be a message about your exercise routine or the way you eat. It could be a message about the way you communicate to people. I mean, I'm just listing some of the things here. And instead of getting triggered or angry about the person and saying, well, I'm just good the way that I am, listen, because that person is showing up for a reason. And that's being in gratitude too. I try to do that all the time with people that come into my life. As annoyed as I might be that the advice that they're giving me on a daily basis, I think to myself, I actually called this person in and I called this lesson in. So instead of getting angry and pissed and annoyed because they're taking away my favorite toy, which might be sadness, anger, communication skills, my favorite Snickers bar, whatever it might be, I got to look at that and think that this person actually has my best interest at heart, and God and the universe actually delivered them to me at this moment when I needed them the most. So take a look at that and be in gratitude of that.
Totally. And we started the conversation talking about outcome. And it's just when I got here, when we got to Montauk a week ago, something happened to me that I could have seen as totally devastating. It could have knocked me on the floor and I could be cowering in fear and scrambling to save myself and all these things. And if I were totally attached to that outcome, and yet David presented me with something and I thought, wow, that's a better thing than I was doing. That's a better idea. It's better for me. It's going to make me happier, and it's going to give me exactly what I want. So really, it's so cool when you're not overly attached to your outcome. You can make changes that will make you happier.
I think this is a pretty good reality check today. So think about it. Be in gratitude for what has been presented to you. The lessons that keep showing up from the people that are annoying you at this moment. Why are they continuing to ask you to change something about you? Why are they doing that? Well, they actually were given to you by God in the universe to actually show up that way. So listen to them. Listen and learn. Be in gratitude of all that they are and all that you are. I will see you tomorrow on the Reality Check back in Los Angeles as well. Something I'm not happy about at all. But I'll be in gratitude for Los Angeles and what's there and see what happens.